Okay, so I'm gonna make curry burgers. I've got everything pretty much taken care of when it comes to the vegetables I need in it. I have my potatoes already done and my rice. I just forgot to take out my other veggies. So much for having that major plan done. One of these days, I'll get a crew to do all my prepping. For now, it is what it is. So in this here, I'm gonna put my vegetables that I've already grated. So I've grated up here. I've got a butternut squash. There it is. A butternut squash. I'm going to use a half a cup, give or take. And yes, I'm going to use my hands. Let's be real. How many of us wash them after we touch everything in our own kitchen? So I've got, I don't know, maybe half a cup of my squash. We're going to leave that there and see if the dog doesn't come get it. And I've got over here, we're going to put some zucchini, about a half a cup, give or take. We're going to do a half a cup of grated carrots. Give or take. Now these are all different vegetables I would have in a curry. And then I've got the yellow squash, the distant cousin of the zucchini, and a half a cup of that. I don't know why I'm turning. I wouldn't do that if you weren't here. So I'm not going to do that. So anyways, I'm going to do this. Oh my gosh, my earpiece is coming out. All right, I will wash. And I'm going to mix those all up together because I like to have them together along with my potatoes and my rice that I've already cooked up, obviously. I'm using a brown rice just because it makes me feel like I'm eating healthy. I don't know, just my thing. So in here I have what do I have in here? I think I have a cup and a half of cooked brown rice, and I have 1 1/4 cup of cooked potatoes that I also cooked it just enough to grate it after I let it cool down. I like the grated texture, I guess. So that there, and then the vegetables here. Again, I'm going to go back because I just love to be messy with my hands when I'm in my food. So I got my veggies. I got that there. I'm going to move this out of the way. Hey, Gunner. What am I Gunner doing? My goofball. You can't see him, but it's our English Mastiff Boxer 10-month-old puppy that weighs over 100 pounds. So thank goodness you can't see him right now. So we got that there, and we've got the other potatoes and all. And I'm just going to shove them all in there together. I could have done that earlier. I don't know why. I could have avoided a step or two. Yep. That's what I'm going to do. I'm now going to make sure that I get them all thoroughly mixed in, because with my dry ingredients, I'm also going to put 2 teaspoons minced garlic in there, because Mama loves her garlic. That, and you can use some onion in it, but I'm not going to because my husband doesn't like onion. And right now it's all about him. And I'm going to mix all that together. And then we're going to have fun with the spices, because I want my curry burgers, obviously, to taste like curry. One can go through the whole thing of making their own curry powders, and which I do, but we're not going to have that lesson today. But I really like, if I'm going to do a packaged curry, I like Costco's curry. Pretty standard, but consistently good and fresh. So here I have 1 1/2 cups flour. This is brown This is rice flour and regular flour. And I have a 1/4 cup of gluten flour. The gluten flour is simply a binding agent. Doesn't add anything to it. Maybe a little extra protein, because that's what gluten is. But it also helps the patty stick together without adding more stuff you don't want. If that makes sense. If you were in my mind, it would. But you're not, so there. For me, we're gonna start off with our garlic powder. I like garlic. I don't know if you could tell that by having to put in the minced garlic. But we're gonna put in, because I had to break my recipe down. This is a half of a recipe right here. So I'm gonna use 1½ teaspoons garlic powder. I am also going to put in, gotta make sure I do this in order, people, because normally, now my curry powder, Costco curry powder. I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of this, only because I'm not sure how much people like. I'm not gonna even level it out. That'll do it. That's 2, and that's 3. We are now going to add 2 teaspoons of cumin. Why? I love cumin. It's already in a curry, I know, but give me more cumin and I'm a happy person. And we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of extra. You don't have to put in an extra cumin if you're not a big fan of cumin. You do, however, have to have it in there in your pre-made curry powder. And by the way, curry only means a blending of spice. So, depending on how you blend them, you might like it. If you don't like curry regularly, just do your thing. What else? Cumin. Okay, now cayenne pepper. A wonderful thing to be putting in there. It adds some spice. I, however, I'm going to add a little extra kick because I'm going to use a cayenne habanero powder for mine. I usually use 2 teaspoons, but that leaves quite a bit of a heat factor for some people. So I always say start off small with the spices. You can always add more as you taste it in the mixture before you cook it. So we got that there. And if push comes to shove, if you've made it too spicy while you've got it all together, just add a little bit more dairy. It'll take the burn out of it for you if it's too hot. But always start off small, then build on that one. Chili flakes. Alrighty. Depending on the brand you get, not all chili flakes are created equal. But if you just get the general, the mill ones, they're not going to be overly hot. But if you get the Thai pepper chili flakes, oh, sweet. Be ready. 1 tablespoon. Does not have to be a heaping. Don't know who all y'all like it. One of these days I will learn how to talk. Hopefully before I do another one. YouTube video, that is. So we've got that in there. Turmeric. Wonderful properties for inflammation. Not going to be enough in your food to make that a deciding factor. This is going to go in there because it adds some taste, but it also gives it color. And who doesn't want their curry to look like it's got some color? Just saying. I want my color, Salt. Okay. 1 teaspoon of salt. Add more later if you must, but do not add a lot in at one time. I wouldn't go more than a teaspoon at one time. You want to add some after you've tasted it to make sure that all the spices that you've added are marrying well together. Black pepper. Oh, I love black pepper. I'm also going to do a teaspoon of black pepper. Put that in there. And I'm not worried if it's a flat, been leveled off. If it's got a little scoop, a little mound to it, whatever. Doesn't matter. Just really doesn't. Now, ginger powder. Because all good curries have ginger. Usually about a 1/2 teaspoon is what I would recommend for the average person. What do I do with my 1/2 teaspooners? I don't know, so I will improvise. I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon twice. Ah, Mama told me how to do it. So 2 teaspoons. 2 of those quarters makes a half a teaspoon it is, people. Now, I don't know why I even have this out here. I don't need baking powder for this. That was last segment. So now, we're going to blend this all up together. And I'm just going to sift it all in there. Why? I can. It's my life. Even though I'm going to have to yank my flakes out of here, I'll get everything else in there nice and blended. Okay. And I like to get this all worked in before I add my wet ingredients to this here. Wet ingredients being my tofu, my Sassijw Greek yogurt, and my coconut water and coconut cream. I like Sassijw Greek yogurt, and it's not because it's Bobby Flay used to endorse it. I like it before I knew he endorsed it. But it's just some of the best textured Greek yogurt that I've had. And with all spicy food, dairy comes in handy. And I like the little tang that I get from the Greek yogurt. I'm using tofu as another way to bind my ingredients and everything together. It also adds protein source to it. My husband's vegetarian, thus the tofu. I know, you didn't see me do that with my fingers. I didn't lick it either, so that's a good thing. So I've got it in here. Now I use about half of a tub of the tofu. I think is what, 8 ounces? I think they come in a 16-ounce block in the refrigerator section. And I use half of that for what I'm making here. I'm going to do something that I thoroughly love doing again, getting my hands in there. To break up the tofu, blend it in with that. The yogurt I just put in there. If it bothers you to touch your food, don't watch what I do ever, because if I can touch it and mess with it, it's better than finger painting. I like to get my hands messy. And then, okay, fine. I gotta put the milk in there and the cream. I always like to not make sure that I have at least, what do I use here? I used a 1/4 cup of the milk, the liquid of the, when I didn't shake up the can, the cream. I only wanted a 1/4 cup of the liquid. And then I used another 1/4 cup of the heavy cream, the cream of it. Cream of the crop. People are gonna get this stuff right. I just like playing with my food, I'm sorry. And then we're gonna dump that in here, because I get to play with it in here too. I don't know why, I'm just having so much fun playing with this. It's better than Play-Doh. I never liked playing with Play-Doh. I didn't like getting my colors all mixed up when I would play with Play-Doh. It's like, no, blue can't touch orange. No. Trying to get every stinking different color in it taken out of there. Now, I've got all my spices, my flours, my veggies in here. Did I put my, I didn't put in ginger. Or did I? Yes, I did. I put in some ginger. Ginger wouldn't have loved me no more. But, so, now we're just going to get in here and we're going to knead it. Bind it all together. And one should be able to get, oh, by the way, while you're doing all this, warm up your oven to 370. And you want your trays to go on the second to the bottom row, rack in there. You have any aggressions to take out? Anything's upset you, just get in there and squeeze. As you're mixing it all around. Nothing like blending stuff up to take out some aggression. Not that I'm an angry person. Today I'm not. But. So once we know or feel that we've got it thoroughly mixed in, we can even taste a little bit of it because it's all cooked other than the veggies. Mama told me not to go. Okay. So. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. Yep, I'll just add a little bit more salt. Guess what that means? I get to play with my food again. For me, I need more salt. Squish it, squish it. It feels so squishy. I'll blend it again. Now, I use a 1/4 cup to make my patties in a 1/4 cup. Gives it more uniformity. Means they all are going to cook about the same time. Nothing worse than some cooked, some not, some raw, some burnt, some moist, some dry. Okay. So, now I gotta wash my hands again. This is not the fun part, washing my hands all the time. I'm not a big fan. Dry hands. So this is it. What it looks like. It looks like a big blob of this. But it tastes good. Everything you would find in a curry is in there. Carrots, the vegetables, the potatoes, the rice, the dairy. All good curries, one must have a dairy. It cleanses the palate. And although I'm going to put some in the oven, this is what they look like when they're done. Sniff, 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 sniff. They're tasty. But I'm going to put some on my tray. You're going to cook them for 10 minutes on one side. Then you're going to flip them and cook them for another 10 minutes. Do not let them sit on the pan. You do not want them to keep cooking on that hot pan, because then you're just going to dry those puppies out. Just get your 1/4 cup, I say a 1/4 cup, and drop it like a bad habit on my pan. I try to cook 6 to a pan because I want that good airflow through them and around them. If it's cooked too tightly, they just don't cook well. It wants room to breathe. They're just going to pretend like they're on social distancing for curry burgers. You're not going to have them uptight and gross. So we're going to put 6 to a tray. So that room, they can still talk to each other while they're cooking. So they're not, spreading no bad moods with each other. And you should get maybe 15 if you do a 1/4 cup sizes. Drop them, flatten them out, Another fun thing, we get to use our hands. And something icky, sticky. Let's just push them down just a little bit. And they go into the oven for 10 minutes. Then flip them over for another 10. And I'll tell you, if you love curry, you're going to love the smell of your house. So they're just kind of squished out a little bit. You know, I don't want them thin like a pancake. We will set the timer for 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, flip it. So 6 of them takes about 20 minutes to cook. So if you've got 15 of them in there, it's going to take you, I don't know, maybe an hour. I guess if you had to, when it's not COVID-19 issues, you can set them a little closer. But I ain't got nothing else to do, so I don't mind just making my 6, doing them like that. So that's what you get. And you'll see that they've got the nice color of a curry. You can see every vegetable in there, you can see it. And it is just like really good. I'm sorry. I like these cold even. They're good. But, like I said, I like to fry these up a little bit and put it in a sandwich with some cheese on top of it, obviously, because dairy and curry go wonderful together. I don't care what the bread is. It's going to be good with that. Or if you even want to make another little sauce to go over it, it's good. I like to chop these up and put them in scrambled eggs. Just saying. I like me and my curry. So that's what you got there. If you wanted to make that stretch, I'm pretty sure we could have got 9 in there. But I didn't. That's just how I roll. So curry burgers, oven, 370 degrees. You want your racks at the second to the bottom, all right? You're gonna cook them for 10 minutes per side. Take them out, put them on a wire rack immediately, if not sooner. I cook them on parchment paper. It's just an easier cleanup, and you can also tell when you can flip it because it's gonna not stick to the pan. It won't stick to the paper. So you know it's okay to flip it when it comes up. So we got all that stuff down. So I have a half a cup of carrots, grated zucchini, grated yellow squash, grated butternut squash. Then I put my 8 ounces of tofu with a half a cup plain yogurt, Greek yogurt, Sassijw I prefer, and a quarter cup of the coconut milk, the water of the whatever. I'll learn to talk one of these days. And I use a quarter cup of the milk, the heavy cream that's in the coconut. Sorry, my nose is watering. And then I have my flours. 1.5 cups of flour, a quarter cup gluten. Mix it all together. Then we're going to use our garlic powder, curry powder, cumin. You want to know how much of those? Because I wasn't going to say. 1.5 tablespoons garlic powder, 3 tablespoons curry powder. You don't have to start off that high. You can go a little lower. You all know you can stand the heat. 2 teaspoons cumin, 2 teaspoons cayenne or habanero powder. Cayenne habanero powder is what I use, but you can use a cayenne powder. Not all cayenne powders are created equal though, because some are spicier than others. So check your packaging to see if it's mild, medium, or hot. 1 tablespoon chili flakes, 1 teaspoon turmeric, A little flavor, but more for color. I use about 1.5 teaspoons salt. I use a teaspoon of black pepper and 1/2 teaspoon ginger powder. Those, again, are all the ingredients you would find in a curry. At least curries that I make. So all the spices, blend them together. Mix it in with your other flours. And then add it to your veggies, your rice and potatoes. And then last but not least, the tofu, yogurt, and the coconut milk. Blend it all up, and you got yourself a curry burger. And guaranteed, well, I can't guarantee anything in life other than death and taxes. So hopefully you'll like them. I like them. My husband likes them. I'll get other people's opinion tomorrow when I drop some of them off to them. But if they know it's good for them, they'll tell me the truth, so that I'll continue to let them be guinea pigs when I cook food. So these are my curry burgers. Enjoy. And don't expect professionalism here. Not going to be coming from me. That being said, goodbye.